Okay, we're going to work on this figure 2 question 4d, and before you do this question you actually need to read through the notes page 2-29 and page 2-30. Okay, where exactly is it? Okay, sometimes the notes may be updated and the page numbers may run, so it's actually the portion where they talk about geometrical construction of arcs. Okay, before many years ago, many I can't remember exactly when, but many years ago, AutoCAD didn't have the tangent radius icon for you to draw arcs that are tangent to two circles. So in the past, students or people actually had to create construction circles, right, to find the center of the arc that is tangent to these two circles. Okay, so do read through this in detail and it'll help you understand. Likewise, when you are drawing an arc that is over the two circles, the formulas are slightly different, but the intent is still the same. It is to find the center for R100 over here. Okay, and that's how it was constructed. So in the following example, this one over here, we will need to use the construction methods described above. Even though the icon for tangent radius is present, but however, this point over here is not a tangent, so you would have a problem trying to find this point or click on this point, right? So you still need to work on finding the center for R30, R50 and R80. Without further ado, let's just start. Going to start drawing the center lines first, and oops, let's see if I can forward that. Yeah, start drawing the center line first, and then have the outline. And the first circle is R20, so I'm going to enter in R20. And what happens is that I'm going to construct the arc R30 that is tangent to the R20 below, and it passes through a point over here. And this point is offset 60 millimeters from the center of this circle, so I'll do an offset command, and the distance is 60. What I'll do is that I'll select this line and move it over here. Okay, enter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the construction circles. Right now, because the arc R30 will pass through this point, right, the center of the R30 would lie along the radius or around the curvature of a circle of radius 30 millimeters or diameter 60. Right, so I'll put R30, and what I'm trying to say is that the center of R30 would lie somewhere along here. We just don't know where is it at the moment, and we need to find we need to draw the second construction circle, and when the two construction circles intersect, that intersection is the center for R30. Alright, the second construction circle would be the center, we'll be using the center of R20. And because the arc R30 is tangent to the bottom of this circle, you will need to draw a construction circle whereby the radius is 30 millimeters plus 20. So it's R50. Okay, and you see this intersection here. This intersection is then the center of R30. Okay, so we green cross over there and we enter the value of 30, and you see that the arc crosses the center, and sorry, this 30 crosses the center, and this R30 here is tangent to this circle. Now at this point, what I'll do is I will delete the construction circle so it's not so messy, and I will trim. Okay, so I'll trim this away. Now the next arc that I'll draw is the R50, and the R50 is passing through this point, same point, and it is going to be tangent to the R20 at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the same thing, construction circles. I just put hidden, and I'm going to draw and it's going to be R50, so therefore it's going to be 50 millimeters. And again, the center of the R50 lies somewhere along this line. We don't know yet. We need to construct a second construction circle so that the second construction circle that intersects, right, the first construction circle, and that will be the center of R50. And for this radius, right, because the R50 is tangent to R20 and the tangent point is on the upper hemisphere of the R20, right? The radius this time round, instead of 50 plus 20, uh, instead of 50 plus 20, we actually have to take 50 minus 20. Okay, 50 minus 20 will be 30. So we enter a value of 30 millimeters. Okay, and that here is the center. Okay, so I'm going to draw an outline, and this value here will be R50. Okay, so it passes through this point and it's tangent to this circle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this away. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm just going to draw the center line for the R50 so that I can reuse it again for the next arc. The reason why is because the next arc, which is R80, is tangent to R50. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the construction circles because they'll be a bit confusing. Oops, delete. Now this is the center for R50. Okay, the next arc that we're going to draw is R80, and the R80 is tangent to R50, and it passes through a point that is 30 millimeters off from this line. So we got to do the offset again. Command, and it's 30 millimeters now. And we're going to enter, we're going to hit on this, enter, and we're going to draw the first construction circle. And the first construction circle will be 80 millimeters in diameter. Okay, now some students will take some time to figure out why is it 80 millimeters, why is this 50 millimeters or 30 millimeters. That's because, right, when you draw a circle of radius 30 millimeters anywhere along this line, the circle, right, would pass through this point. So we know for sure that wherever we draw a circle on this circumference, right, it will pass through this point. So therefore, the first construction circle that I draw would have a radius of 80. Now, where is the center? We would actually need the second construction circle. So the second construction circle will be drawn from the center of R50, okay, because the R80 is tangent to R50. And the radius that we have to input for this circle, right, is 80 minus 50, and that will give you a value of 30. Okay, now straight away you'll know that it passes through this center, and I'm going to draw a circle, and the value of this circle is 80 millimeters, and you can see it passes through this point, and it is tangent to R50. Before you go about trimming, if you trim, you realize that the whole circle will be deleted because there is only one contact point at this time. So you actually need to draw a line from this end to this end. Okay, then only then can you start trimming. Sorry, let's trim again. Okay, then what we do is we start to delete this, and we don't need the construction lines here, and what we do is we lengthen and we drag and we zoom in, and the center line ends somewhere along here. Okay, and of course Okay, there's one more here. Lengthen and we shorten it. Okay, and when you look at the diagram, no, we don't need this green center line. Okay, then this is it. This is figure 2 question 4D. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've learned how to go about doing it. See you again soon.